Hey everyone, Shock back at it, and we are back with a brand new video. And this video is going to be a good one. I don't know if it's going to be a rant, but there's definitely going to be some major criticisms for this new Peacemaker Season 2 finale episode. Now, I didn't do a Superman review. I didn't do a Fantastic Four review. I didn't do any of those because I just felt like, it wasn't something that I really wanted to review. I like both movies for the most part. They weren't great or anything, but I did like both movies. But that's beside the point. Let's get on to this Peacemaker Season 2 review. I'm not going to lie. The gun has officially jammed. The gun has misfired. The gun is done. I wouldn't say he's done, but I do think this is a major misstep for the DCU. I think that Gunn this is not organized. This is not structured right. And I'm going to say why with Peacemaker Season 2 specifically. Peacemaker Season 2 is a very weird TV season. It's a very weird season of television. You have these first 4 or 5 episodes of them just running around Forest, Peacemaker visiting the alternate universe, fawning over the alternate alternate. And he's just fawning over his dead dad, his dead brother. Hardcore likes him. And it's all internal. And it's good for a while because it's creating this internal arc that we didn't have really in season 1. But it's creating this arc that we can naturally flow through with Chris and see his journey into becoming a better person. That sounds good, right? Well, that is good until it takes 5 episodes, and all episodes 30 minutes. So the season's very structured weirdly. And it wastes a lot of time. A lot of it feels like filler. A lot of it feels pointless. It feels dragged out. And it's very disappointing, to be honest. Because other than the 3rd episode in those first 5 seasons, it's a very average, if not below average, season of television. And I think episode 2 and I think 4 is just bad. So it's very disappointing with that. And then you move on to 6, 7, and 8. Well, I already knew that it was going to be rushed because you took up the vast majority of the season, 70% of the season, and you wasted it for no reason. So 6 and 7 deals with the Earth X Nazi plotline. And it deals with that, and by the time we get to it, it feels so rushed. We set it up 1 episode, and then there's just an escape. There's no villain, there's no antagonist really. We just escape from that universe. Once again, it's more internal. We just escape. And then for the last episode, which really could have been the last 4 episodes, last 5 even, you have all this plot just comes out of nowhere. You have Checkmate. You have the Checkmate. You have Adebayo breaking up with her wife. You have, Peacemaker and Hardcore finally getting together. You have this weird concert thing that they tried to do. Half of the episode is a music video. And, it's just all of this internal once again. And then he gets out of prison. And then he goes back to prison in the very same episode. He goes into the Salvation prison. We learned that Rick Flag is working with Lex Luthor and to get rid of the metahuman. So it's like we have all this plot in 1 episode, and it all feels simultaneously rushed, and it feels dragged out at the same time because it was underwhelming. Nothing really hit. Nothing was interesting. So it was dragged out and rushed at the same exact time, and that is the worst of the worst. This episode, I'm going to be honest, it was terrible. This episode is without a doubt the worst James Gunn project ever made. And I'm not even talking about superhero. I'm talking about just ever. This episode was abysmal. I don't know what Gunn was thinking when he wrote this, but this episode was so mind-numbingly terrible that I just couldn't believe what I was watching. Because it's just so rushed. You go from plot point to plot point with no real structure. And then it's non-linear at that. You have this weird concert that takes place a month before with Hardcore, and it just, none of it makes any structural sense. This is not how you write a TV show. Maybe it's how you write a movie, and if you want to set something up, And this does set a few things up. It's not all bad. It sets up Checkmate. It sets up the Salvation universes. We're probably going to do the Salvation prison plotline in Superman 2. So it sets Man of Tomorrow up, I guess, with Rick Flag and Lex Luthor working together. But other than that, and other than the Checkmate reveal, this really does nothing for me. This episode did zero for me. And I feel like I wasted my damn time because we waited 3 years. We waited 3 years for this trash. And I'm tired of it. And this is not even just James Gunn. It's not even just DC, HBO, Warner Brothers. This is just TV, period. I am so tired. You had Wednesday, you had Squid Game, you had, hopefully Stranger Things isn't trash. But you have all these shows taking 3 years. The Boys. You had House of the Dragon, 3 years to make. And it's so trash. It's mediocre, if not trash. And I'm just tired of it. Why are we back in 2010 to 2019, well, really 2000 to 2019, before the streaming wars, we had seasons of TV every single year. You had Breaking Bad. Other than the writer's strike, you had a season every year. You had Game of Thrones. You had a season every year. The Walking Dead, a season every year. Lost, season every year. Mad Men, season every year. Sopranos, The Wire, season every year. Why is it that we have to wait 2, if not 3, sometimes even 4 years for mediocre television? Tell me, what this streaming bullcrap has killed television, and I'm tired of it. It's underwhelming. You go back, you watch The Boys. The Boys had a very similar issue to the Peacemaker. Peacemaker season 2 is better than The Boys season 4, but honestly, it has the same issues. It's structured in a very weird way where all of it is internal and it's all set up for the next project. And it's just not a good way. I didn't even watch Gen V yet, and I hear people complaining about it, saying it's similar with that. Just set up for The Boys season 5, and it's structured in a weird way. They probably had to rewrite because of the guy, his unfortunate death. So it's like we're waiting so long for these underwhelming seasons. And, like I said, it's not just DC, James Gunn, HBO, Warner Brothers. It's Netflix. It's Amazon. Hell, it's cable television. It's everything. Everything. And honestly, it's just terrible. If Stranger Things Season 5 is underwhelming, and good Lord, if it is underwhelming, 3-year wait, splitting up to 3 parts. If that is underwhelming, if that is unsatisfying, then I am officially done with television for a period of time. I will not be watching season 1s of TVs ever again, to be honest, if they're going to keep going this route. I would not. I'm going to wait till season 2 or 3, or even if the season's done, I'm going to wait. Because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous, man. I'm just tired of being bamboozled. Peacemaker season 1, a great season of television. Peacemaker season 2, a very underwhelming, below average, if not bad, season of television. A very weirdly structured, very weirdly paced. A lot of it is borderline filler. Just nothing really hit. The only real 3 episodes I liked is episode 3, 6, and 7. And I felt that was a rushed plotline. It's really crazy how I think I could do this better. You know how you could do this season better? Episode 1 and 2 is one episode. Episode 3 is its own episode. So that's 2 episodes. Episode 4 and 5 is 1 episode. So that's 3 episodes. Episode 6 and 7 is 4 episodes. Episode 6 and 7 is 1 episode. So you got 4 episodes. And then the rest of the season, so you got 5, 6, 7, 8 left. All of that. The first 7 episodes of the season could have been 4 episodes if you just added them up together and didn't waste people's times. You had 4 episodes left. You could have used 2 of those for the Earth X storyline. So that's 6 and 7. Well, that's 6 and 7. And then, well, actually, you could use one of those for the Earth X storyline. So that's 6. And then you could use the last 2 for this episode. Really. Because this episode had a lot of plot with nothing to say. And it's no substance. And, you know, it's very worrying for the DCU. I really hope that Man of Tomorrow, Woman Tomorrow, Clayface, Lanterns, I hope all of that is truly good. This is definitely worrying, though. You can't be failing like this in your 3rd project. And it's really 2 failures, if you want to be honest. I'm still not too fond over. I'm still not too good over Creature Commandos. I thought that ended horribly as well. So it's hopefully this is not lightning in the bottle with James Gunn. I like Suicide Squad. I like Peacemaker season 1. I like Superman for the most part, not everything. But hopefully this is not lightning in the bottle because this is kind of worrying. That's all I gotta say though. Peace. Like, subscribe. If you disagree with me, meet me in the comments below. I am not afraid. Once again, I am not afraid to battle it out with anyone that disagrees with me. Meet me in the comments below. And hey, if you agree, like, subscribe, share. Peace out, man.